It's been a while talking about my 2022 Mach-E, Ford Mustang Mach-E. I got this a little over 2 years ago. Registration's coming. That's a different subject matter about cost and everything. Anyhow, it's got 21,000 miles, so it's enough time to talk about what I like or don't like about this car. So let's go over real quick. Not too many. It's not going to be a really long video, but a few things I didn't like are the stock tires. The stock tires are pretty skinny. Obviously, they're for efficiency, right? Economy. And I can tell you that driving this, if you're aggressive turning with this, it's pretty screechy. Even driving slow into a street curb, not a street curb, an entrance, if I'm swinging into it, it gets a little screechy. So, someone could think you're driving a little too aggressive, which you're not. Paint-wise, the paint, I think it's pretty good. It does have a few issues. It's hard to see because it's dirty, but I've had a few chips over here. But I think it's a Ford paint thing. It's not just a Mach-E thing. The lines, the body lines here, very good. A lot of people like it. A lot of people complain about Teslas not having really good body lines, build and things like that. And I have to agree. This thing is legit as far as straight. This is a basic select vehicle. It doesn't have front sensors. It doesn't have a power hatch. And that might be good because people have reported that the hatch pops open on its own randomly and things like that. So I don't have that issue. I don't really open that often, which is a good thing. One thing I've really don't care about in this car, this back seat or back door, I use a key fob all the time. I don't trust the phone as a key. I've had problems with it before, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the one thing I get, it might work, it might not work. It works now. Sometimes I can't get this to pop open the first time. I gotta position myself for multiple times tap this to open. It's opening consistently now, but I can tell you, honestly, it doesn't do it all the time. Back seat room, pretty good. I got my two kids' car seats in here, and they work pretty well. It's pretty roomy for what it is. I'm 6'1". When I sit behind here, it's still pretty good. Actually, see if I could just go ahead and go in here. Again, this is my sitting position. Sorry for my thumb. This is my sitting position in the front seat. And now you can see here my sitting position in the rear seat. Again, 6'1". And you can see my headroom. It has this dip opening here. So it gives me plenty of room. My headrest, I don't hit my head in the back. I don't hit the back of my head on this. So it's good. And I'm 6'1", so it's pretty roomy. I used to have a Tacoma, very cramped. I can't believe adults can fit back there, and not really can, or small adults only. So this is really roomy for what it is. It's classified as an SUV, so yeah, there you go on that. Hatchback room, plenty of room back here. Let's see here, so plenty of cargo room. The seats drop down very easily. I haven't had issues with that. Some people have reported this board here can break. I think that maybe they're putting a lot of weight so the supports break. So be careful with that. I haven't had it. I put a good amount of weight, but not too crazy. So it's been good on me. So that's that. This hatch opens huge because of the not having a power lift gate, so you can't adjust the height. The brakes are dusty. You can see here, really dusty. So that's another with it. Again, the tires are not that great. Ride-wise, since I'm talking about the outside and the chassis, ride-wise, it's a little bit tight, but it depends how you like things. This is a rear-wheel drive Select, so it's pretty good, pretty nimble, and that's another thing about driving with this thing. I've enjoyed it. I drive with one pedal, so one pedal is just basically driving with accelerator. This guy right here, just accelerator, and I'll just let go of the control of the braking. You only use the brake pedal for quick stops when you really have to stop. Fortunately, I haven't had any issues with that, so I really enjoy it. I used to drive a golf cart to work or at work, and I really got used to just driving one pedal, so I could cruise like that and control it. You do have to be aware once you let off the gas, it hits the brake. So people might think you're brake checking, so you're trying to have to be pretty steady or run the cruise control. Speaking of cruise control, one of the things I don't like accidentally, if you hit this cruise control thing, it'll engage and drive in one pedal and you almost feel like you're going to crash. So be careful with that. I've actually talked a story about that, but with this on and off, just watch your finger there or your palm or your hands, depending on the style you drive. You could activate it and you could feel like it's going to charge into you. So be careful with the cruise control. This is not Blue Cruise. Again, this is the basic select version, so it doesn't have Blue Cruise. There's no subscription, but it works pretty good as far as keeping in lane and also braking. So I like that distance that it keeps, so it's pretty smart with that. The screen is nice and big, which I enjoyed. The one thing I didn't enjoy is that, and it still does it, it'll disconnect. And I found out from my stories that you can, this is, I'm using a Samsung S24. I've used S22, S23, and that's S24 Ultra. So the different variations of the Android Samsungs, they still disconnect. But I saw someone post or comment on my video that it's happened to his iOS CarPlay. So it's some kind of Ford glitch that's been going on. I really don't care for that. Since it's an EV, everything's based on battery, of course. So on a hot day, today's about mid 80s and near the beach, 90s, and then you're gonna run the air conditioner, it's gonna suck up more power. So that's one of the things that or you have to be aware of. One thing I don't like is charging if I have to travel. My experience is that I've gone to different places, not that far, and usually half the chargers don't work. Either won't pick up, it won't sync up to charge, or they're just broken. And I've seen it happen. So the good thing is that the Teslas are opened up, but Ford is back ordered to send the adapters. And also, if you do park in a Tesla supercharger area, you're actually going to take up 2 spots, the way they position everything. So you're going to make some Tesla owners really mad as well. And the Tesla chargers that are around my area, they're always full. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a hassle with that. So I haven't charged it because I haven't got that adapter. In my opinion, since this is a single motor unit, it's not extended range. It's not great for me to really travel because I'll have to charge more often because my range is less, and also again the charging issues, finding chargers, and also charging time. To get to 80%, it can take up to 30 minutes. The selects are a little bit slower to charge than the extended version, so that's another thing. They fixed that in 2024 because they changed the batteries as well. So I think it's not going to be as big of a deal as far as the speed of charging, but it's still at 80%. After 80%, it throttles down and it takes forever to charge from 80 to 100. And there's a wait. They're going to be mad at you. And also, the charging times, I think it'll be another 20-30 minutes before you can get to 20% because it's at a slower rate than the fast charger to 80%. So FYI on that, that means you probably have to wait almost an hour to charge. And some people don't want to do that. You know, that's the thing about gas. Pull up to a gas station. If there's no line, pump it less than 5 minutes, approximately, depends on how big your tank is. And then you go. That's it. So I don't think it's really much of a traveling car. That's my opinion, but everyone has a different opinion on that, especially also in the winter. I fortunately don't have a snow issue where I'm at, and that actually sucks up more power, so your range is even less. So what else can I say about this? I think it's a pretty fun car as far as acceleration too. EVs don't have multiple gears in their transmission. It's single speed, 1 speed, and it just goes. And it's a lot of bottom end. And this is the basic single motor, and it just hauls. And I really enjoy that. So the glitches here are more of the electronics that I've seen. And I don't trust using phone as a key with this car. Maybe it's an Android thing that bothers me because I've had issues that I couldn't start the car, open the door, and things like that. So I use the key fob all the time. So I'm going on my 3rd year, and registration's due, which is expensive too. So registration is not cheaper having an EV because since you don't have smog checks and other things, the state of California at least wants to charge you more than the gas versions or gas cars. So that's kind of weird, right? You know, you're supposed to save and be environmental friendly, but whatever. That's how it goes. Would I get another EV? Yeah, I would. But again, I wouldn't make it long range unless it's a Tesla supercharger. But I still don't want to wait even 15, 20 minutes to charge or whatever it is a Tesla, if I had a Tesla. So I think now that's why you see the market value of these cars or Teslas or all EVs, they've dropped a lot. The demand, the selling price, the resale price, trade-in price, everything's appreciated. It's gone really sour. So, and I think people are not jumping on it. Gas is still not cheap, and they're still jumping on it. So, the EV market, it should be something good in the future. It's just not ready yet, especially in California. I don't know if they're going to be keeping that 2035 rule or law and not having new gas vehicles in California to sell. I think, we're already coming 2025, so the infrastructure is not there. But going back to the car, would I keep it? Do I like it? I would keep it, but I wish it was cheaper. I'm glad I didn't pay, more than MSRP, because I would have been really reamed as far as trade-in. But it's still not cheap. But is it worth it? Yeah, it depends if you have charging access and benefits like that. I charge at work, so I've been not paying too much electricity. I do it at home sometimes, but I only have 110 volt, so I usually do it at work because one is free, and two is free. It's free, but that's a different story. So again, issues, more electronics, driving. I haven't changed the brakes. I just remembered, I think because I was sick last year a lot and it sat a lot, the 12 volt battery started to get a notice saying your 12 volt battery, the starter battery is low. But I ended up pulling the plastics, and I actually did a trickle charge, and it worked good. It charged the car, and I haven't had another low battery indicator since. So I think it was just because of being stagnant for health issues. But again, I think it's a pretty good car. Just little electronic bugs. All right, so this is my quick video. You have any questions, concerns, comments? Do you have a Mach-E? Post your feelings. I know every car has an issue, but for me, it's not too bad. But again, it's a basic vehicle. All right, thanks for watching. Peace out.